talk Woolworths, which is exactly what Syd was worried about, because they're getting more competition. And we know, of course, we're talking here about the local grocery operation, but we're really talking about food here and then in Australia because of the David Jones and all the other things that are going on. Market capitalization is at 63.5 billion rand, so you can see how much smaller that is. Price earnings ratio 14.4, dividend yield of 5.17%. Share chart, please. You'll see it doesn't look so happy. It's gone all the way to 104 and it is now drifting around at that 60 rands a share mark. And this is some pain that we've taken because we own them in our portfolio. So summarize for us, Syd, what you think the prospects are here.
Well, I think the whole issue around Woolworths is Australia. I think it's all to do with Australia. And what we have seen so far, and management have conceded, number one, well, we made mistakes. We made mistakes. We took our private label brands to David Jones, and I don't think he used the words as harshly as I'll use them now, but it was a kind of an unmitigated disaster. It didn't work.
So in hindsight, they paid too much and it probably wasn't the deal to do.
It wasn't the deal to do. I think, personally, this is I went to Australia on holiday.
Excellent. I was
about
going
6
to
months
ask,
ago.
have you seen these places?
And I walked through a few David Jones stores, and I've also taken cognizance, and I think many of the people who are watching the show today may well have read the supplement to a well-known pink newspaper that is sold in Johannesburg and around the country on Sunday mornings. There was a wonderful supplement, and it had to do with, believe it or not, department stores. And if you read that supplement, the part about department stores, and you've been to Australia and looked at David Jones, you have to kind of start questioning, is the department store model,
the multi-brand clothing model that you encounter,
is it the right model for Australia? There's no doubt that in some parts of the world, the model works, particularly in the United Kingdom, but I think the circumstances in the United Kingdom are very different from what they are, even in the United States, where department stores are in trouble, and I think in Australia, where they are in trouble. I would have thought that David Jones would bring in or create, or I don't know, but put more private label stuff, which is obviously more margin rich.
Their own stuff.
Their own stuff. It hasn't worked. I asked for some of the private label stuff, particularly the South African brands. I eventually found them stuck away in a corner on the first floor of a store in Melbourne.
So what was still prominent was the global brands,
Absolutely.
which they do on a slimmer margin.
That is their business. But the problem that the department stores have worldwide, unless you adapt, of course, as the Brits have done, but the problem is, why should I look for a big international, a Prado or LVMH or one of those brands? Why should I look for that brand in a David Jones when there are more than sufficient mono stores
of those brands out there in the rest of the street?
Very often in exactly the same shopping mall.
Problem here, again, time up. So as far as Woolies is concerned, doesn't look great. Coming right anytime soon, or in your opinion, not hot?
I'm not hot at the moment. We need to see how the food thing develops.
Yeah, and there.
Well, but no, there.
There, Australia.
Yeah, there. And I'll tell you why. In that supplement I spoke about just now, the Brits say, if you want to be in this business, I know, if you've got to be in this business, you've got to invest with authority.
Yeah.
Interestingly, they're doing that in Australia.
With the food offering inside the David Jones, which could be a major new destination for people to come in.
If it works and it brings in sufficient gross profit, because food GPs can be low as well.
Yeah.
If it brings in sufficient GP, it may just work.
Okay.
So,
and we know they've done a lot of panel beating already, and its chances are Ian Moore has got other ideas.
Right now, I'm not hot.
But you're worried. But you're thinking there could be something on the rise. But for the moment,
there could be.
I'm going to stay hot on